Welcome to the Girl Gang. I'm Katrina Gardner of Katrina and Create.
And I'm Dominique Goyette-Connerty of Evergreen Marketing. On this show, we're going to chat with women business owners in Massachusetts and those who support local women in business.
Because girls don't just want to have fun. They also want to sell real estate.
They want to open a brewery.
They want to teach others to invest in the stock market.
They want to take stunning photos, plan lavish parties, and help people recover from injuries.
Girls just want a podcast.
What can we say?
We're girls.
Hello, welcome to Girls Just Wanna. I'm Katrina.
No. Every single time we debate. I feel like it's awkward now to introduce ourselves.
I felt like it was awkward to not last time.
Okay, so let's pretend, roll the tape. Let's pretend that we're doing this from the jump and just welcome them, and then we'll just literally start talking.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Go.
Welcome to Girls Just Wanna.
So, Katrina. Just kidding. That's tough. Excessively more awkward. Okay, ready? And welcome.
And cut. Scene. We're done.
Welcome to Girls Just Wanna. I'm Dominique, and this is Katrina.
And what's going on? Okay, I have an exciting update.
Okay. What?
I officially repurchased my membership for YPWA.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, which we talk about on the show all the
Like
time.
every week. Yeah.
Every week. So I'm officially a member for this
Again.
next year. Yep.
Nice.
I'm excited. I think that the events that I've heard them talk about and what I've seen so far look really exciting this year.
Yeah.
One of which is a mixology class, which I'm really excited for. So I signed up for that, and that's coming up soonish once this episode comes out.
Yeah, I saw that. It's on a Tuesday night, so I don't think I can go. But that will be fun and also relevant to today's episode.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not yet renewed my membership, but hopefully by the time you're listening to this episode and it comes out, I have renewed my membership because it expired in August.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was waiting to see, what the events were going to be and if I wanted to, because you can go to most of the events if you're not a member. So if I wanted to pay by event, because, it also depends on my availability. Like, am I going to be able to attend a lot of these events? So if I wanted to pay for the membership, or if I wanted to pay as I go, but
Yeah.
either way, I'm actively involved.
Yeah. You are going to one of their upcoming events.
Yeah. But shh, can't talk about that. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. You'll see it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just follow us there and on TikTok.
On TikTok, because we're on TikTok.
Right.
And Instagram.
In case you missed that update last week.
Yeah. Why did you not listen to last week's
Yeah.
episode?
Listen to the episodes. Just binge them. I listen to the episodes. We actively record these episodes, and then you know what? I listen to them when you're doing editing, and I'm like trying to do social and whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they come out every Wednesday, I listen to them again just because I want the full experience. I need to know what's going on in the other listeners' heads that same day. So I actively participate
You are
in the
biggest
release
fan.
of the episode.
Well, should we bring our guest in?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Welcome to the show, Rosanty Garcia.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming.
You're here.
Me too.
So you are kind of a new business owner, right? We have a new mobile bar.
Yes.
It's
It's
happening.
semi-new. So I've been already doing this for 2 years.
Okay, yeah.
But I've been working, well, I say I, but it was a lot of my husband's work. We've been working on this mobile trailer. So it's essentially a 1986 horse trailer that we bought and we converted into a mobile bar.
Okay.
But we've been working on that for 3 years.
Yep.
And this year I said, I'm setting a date.
Yeah.
Can we do it? And just pulled the plug and launched it. But I have been doing parties with my wood bar that I also bring to parties that my husband also built.
Oh, nice.
So it's semi-new and the trailer is definitely very new, not even a month old.
Husbands are good for those types of things.
Yeah, I'm like the brain and he's the body.
Yeah.
So whenever I say we or I, he's like, okay, please correct that. So I'm always like giving him credit. So
Yes.
he knows like, I see you. I see all the work you
I
did.
appreciate it.
I gave him like recognize him on the speech and like make sure he's always appreciated. And it's like I couldn't have done it without him.
That's great. So what is it called, your new business?
So it's still Sabores.
Okay.
It's just my mobile bar trailer.
Yeah.
And I haven't named her, but she's a she, obviously.
Of course.
Of course.
But I have to give her a name.
Yep.
And so it's still part of the business. It's just another, it's more like an upscale, like for people that want to have that at their weddings or like me bring it to the yard or like birthday parties. So it's still the same business. It's just this is something that I was like, it's coming soon. My son even jokes, like he's 12. He's like, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
But, first year I was pregnant. Second year, there was a lot of like rain. We couldn't really work on it, like on weekends. And so this year I was just like, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
And it happened. So
Love it.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
Sabores. So tell us about what that means and what you're kind of like envisioning now that you're doing the thing. And the date has happened and you've launched and here we are.
yeah, so now because it's kind of like off season, so obviously this is something that would be more seasonal to parties that are going to be outside. So think like weddings in the summer at the beach, which I just did a wedding at the beach, but things outside. But I'm also looking for ways to use it in the fall.
Right.
So I am partnering with photographers to do style shoots for wedding. That's coming up too, and I'm also doing trying to partner with photographers to decorate it and do like family portraits, holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, so that
like Christmas minis and things
yes.
like that.
So I'm kind of leaving that up to them to arrange it whatever way they want to. It's just me using that as a backdrop, like offering it as a backdrop. So that's in the works too, and I'm really open to just putting it out there and marketing so that people can visualize it and see like, oh, this is something I can totally have for my party or for my photography business.
So how do you come across a horse trailer to buy?
So I'll give you a little bit of a backstory because it's not something you just kind of like do unless you're very impulsive like me. You're like, I'm gonna do this, and you do it.
I'm like, it sounds like me.
So I got married in 2021, and I actually did. It was a backyard. I got married at church, but then we had a party at my sister's backyard. Yeah, she has a huge property, so it's like acres and acres of land. So I was like, I love lights and I love like outdoor al fresco things. So our party essentially was at her house, and I did my own bar. So it was like an old distressed dresser. Yeah. And my husband literally started beating it and like making it so it's like rustic and more like worn out. Yeah. And I used that as my bar backdrop. Like that was the bar. And I opened the drawers. I put like wine bottles in some. I put cups in some. And like that like ignited something that I've been wanting to do, which was the trailer. We had like a honeymoon fund that I was like, okay, we have this money. Do you want to use some of it? It wasn't a lot. It was like $1,000. Yeah. For the trailer. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So he's very like, sometimes I have to like tell him like, no, we're not gonna do that idea, because he will like put the battery in my back and be like, let's do it. He's very encouraging. So I started looking in Marketplace. I found someone that had an old trailer that he wanted to sell in Maine. He's like an old. He teaches horses. He's like a horse trainer. Yeah. So he had like this extra horse trailer. My husband had a truck, and we said, okay, let's go get it. Yeah. So we went like a Saturday morning in November, picked it up in Maine, and then like parked it because again the winter, and started working on it like the next year. As soon as it got warm, a little warm, I was like, okay, let's get to work. But at that point I was pregnant. Yeah. So it was more like I would go help, and I would be like, okay, I need a nap. Or I couldn't really physically do some of the things that needed to happen. Right. But I was included in the creative process or like the things that I could do. So that's really how it came about that. Because I kept seeing it pop up, and I'm like, it's something in my heart that I want to do. Yeah. And it doesn't go away. So in that, I have an idea. I either do it and like commit to it, or like I just have to let it go. And I couldn't let this go. Yeah. So that's really how it came about that.
Yes. So you kind of talked a little bit already about the possibilities of the mobile bar going to different events like weddings and birthday parties and those types of things. But I know that you offer more services than just the bartending aspect or just bringing the mobile bar. So can you talk about like all the possibilities of Sabores?
Yes. So right now I'm really focusing on that because again, I poured so much time,
absolutely,
resources and effort that I really want that to be like one of the things people book. I mean, I still book my wood bar the most because it's something you can use inside or outside and it doesn't need like a big place to put it. I also do, like if you have I did a mocktail kind of like setup, like a self-serve bar, but I'm also there to kind of tend to it. So like a mocktail cocktail table for a 1-year-old party. And that's something that I also offer. Again, I have to be there. It's not like I could just leave everything in for liability reasons. And then I'm also doing mixology classes.
That's so cool.
And sometimes it's like a combination of both.
Right.
Yeah.
So in August, we did an event, my husband and I. It was like a 12-hour day. And we did 2 cocktail classes in between the parties while the bar was happening. So it was like a combination of all of my services there in one day. So that really made me like, I take on challenges. So sometimes, you know, I could easily be like, no, it's too much.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, I'm going to do it. And if it doesn't work out, then at least I tried. Or, you know, I'm going to be open to the possibilities of doing different things.
Yeah.
So I like when people send me different things or like different challenges or like, oh, we need a 1-day permit to do a beach party, a beach wedding, which is something I had to do recently. So again, it's like I take it as a learning experience and also as now I know how to do it. Now I know the process. Now I know the people that I need to reach out.
Yeah.
So it's more like it's never really something bad or that I turn away, but I try to be open to different things.
Sure. And I'm sure that's part of like just the beginning stages of any business too, is at first you're like, well, I don't know what I don't know. And then when you do it for the first time, now you're like, oh, I got this.
Yeah. And I overthink also. And I now am more confident because I'm more secure and like, I know when to say no. I know when something's not feasible. I know some venues that don't allow like outside stuff. So I'm like, oh, I already know about this venue. So I'm more okay with saying no and it being okay. Because also like I would want to people please and try to go above and beyond when I know I can't. So I don't even like go there.
Yeah.
That makes any
And
sense.
I know that, so if you're dealing with alcohol and serving, was that a challenge with figuring out like the business side and like the liabilities and, you know, just kind of navigating that as a new business owner?
It was, and I think it's because again we overthink it and we think it's like worse than it's gonna be.
Okay.
I would say my best advice for something like anyone starting a business in anything is I joined a lot of Facebook groups that were solely about mobile bar owning, you know, food truck owning, people starting a business. So when I had questions about the build, you know, like how did you guys do the flooring or this, you know, people will be there to kind of give me advice.
Yeah.
The same thing with like, hey, I'm in Massachusetts, I have questions about this, you know, and then people will kind of guide me. This is what I did. In the same way that people helped me, I also helped other people.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm always open, like my DM is always open if someone has a question, someone's starting.
Yeah.
Obviously within reason, like I'm not going to spend 10 hours like researching stuff for you, but if it's something that I know and I can help you with, and I'm not really giving you my company secrets, why not? You know, you're offering something else that may not offer. Your personality, the way you do your business is different than what I'm doing, so why wouldn't I help and support you and help you grow in your own way?
Yeah. I always love that mindset of just supporting each other and like, you know, you only learn one way, and then once you learn to give back and kind of be able to offer that support. So I think that's great. And that's also really interesting because our guest last week had a similar story of listening to very specific to her industry, like podcasts. And I think it's a great reminder that just like whatever you want to do, like there are resources.
Yeah.
Like very specific to it.
Right.
And I feel like we always downplay our like what our abilities and what we can do, and it's like there's people that didn't go to school and that have built amazing businesses because they wanted to and because they persevered and because they reached out for help. So sometimes I'm approached about something that maybe I can't do because I'm busy that day, or that I feel like it no longer aligns with what I want to do, and I'm totally okay with saying, hey, I don't do that anymore, but you know, someone else that I know can help you. Would you like me to reach out to them? And I make that connection. And, you know, same way that they reach out to me. And it's like, it's a community. It doesn't have to be like competitive.
Yeah.
There's a place for everyone to eat. So
Yeah.
that's my mentality. And I think when you have that mentality, everything is just like abundant. And
it
people
comes
invite
back.
you to things because they know that you're willing to help them too.
Right.
So it's been like that lately, and it feels great. Everything's like falling into place.
Yeah. I love that.
Can you talk about then too, what were you doing before you opened your own business? What made you kind of be like, you know what, I can take the leap and I can do something on my own?
COVID happened.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
Yep.
Sure did.
To give you a short story,
Sure.
not make it too long. I was in corporate for about 11 years. I worked in sales, customer service, and marketing, which is my degree is in marketing. And then there was like a reorganization, and there was a big layoff. So that's when COVID happened at the same time, and that's when my wedding was happening. I felt like a lot of things were happening.
Yeah.
I ventured into other things, didn't work out, and then I still had that thing where it's like I want to get into food, into drinks, into like my own thing and do it my way. And then I was ready to go back into the workforce, and I applied for a job at a farm to table restaurant. I always have loved food, cooking, baking, just food and like the industry in general. So I was like, it was a managing position, but I'm like, this is a great opportunity and a great kind of like leap.
Yeah.
If not now, when are you going to do it?
Yeah.
So I jumped into that, and I continued to build my food, my trailer. And it was just kind of like taking the risk. You have a job and you're there for 11 years. If they're not letting you go or like laying you off, then you're really not going to feel inclined to take a risk. Why would you? In this economy, you're not going to do that. So that was like kind of the switch for me. It's like, I love the food industry. I love helping people. I love answering questions about this. I can totally do it. And that's kind of like how things started, just like adding on. And they were also very supportive of what I was doing once they found out, if you need to use a farm to bring the trailer, if you need us to help you with an event, the same way I help them also with events.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, again, you need that support. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. So that's kind of how it ended up happening. It was like, I was forced into that, and it was like, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to do something different. And I was, again, the impulsive me, I was like, I'm going to just do it 100% and go in, head first.
Right. Yeah. Do you have, you were talking about, the mixology classes, but also, you've done the mocktail and the cocktail bar. Do you have like a favorite drink or a signature drink that you're really pushing when people book events?
It really depends. I really try to I really base my drink, I give people choices, but it's really based on what they want. So I really ask, what spirits would you and your guests enjoy? Do you feel like they're more inclined to drink spirits versus beer, wine? And then obviously a big one is like, are there any allergies or something that you absolutely don't want to see? Because if you say, hey, I'm doing a tropical theme, and you tell me I don't like coconut and mango, then it's like, okay, then obviously I'm gonna go back and try to customize something.
Then you're like, are you sure you want tropical?
Yeah, so it's more like having that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm really big on, I feel like simplicity is best, and I'm also open to trying new things that people want, so I always take their feedback. My husband loves this drink because I've made it a few times, but it's like a blackberry watermelon margarita.
Sold. Yeah, I'll take 3.
And when I can, I think this is something that sets me apart also. It's like when I can, absolutely, I will use seasonal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And also, like, I will sit there and blend and make my own watermelon juice, my own blackberry simple, my own simple or my agave mix, and then you really, really taste that in the drinks.
Yeah.
And again, it's a simple drink.
Yeah.
So refreshing, but it's something that, I came up with it, and I was like, I love this recipe, and I try to like, not push it onto people, but it's been like,
I love
selling.
that. I last year around Christmas time, I go through like spurts of wanting to like get into mixology because I have that type of personality where I just always have like a new thing, and
Like every week.
yeah. And last year I made like cranberry lemon drop martinis where I made my own simple syrup with the cranberries, and it was so fun. And like, I don't know, it's just like, I was like, look at me, like, look at Miss Chef over here.
And I think that's why I love doing mixology classes, because people want to feel like you know, maybe I'm not the best at doing this, but look at me how I'm doing it. Look at me how I'm garnishing this drink.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, me, I'm like, you know, I bring a torch. I bring, if they want, dry ice to give it like that effect.
Yeah,
and, you know,
so fun.
I give it a sugar rim. I'm like, you know, this is like your drink, and I
Yeah.
always make sure I hype people up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's a beautiful drink. I take pictures.
Yeah.
Because people want to be seen. And, you know, all the feedback I get from classes is like fun, people enjoying themselves. And I'm like, it's not something like, I'm not going to grade you on this. I try to have like an icebreaker so that it's like, you know, I'm just meeting you, we're doing this, we're going to be together for an hour. And I usually bring like small bites. So it's like, it breaks up the teaching and it's like, okay, feel free to get up and get some food, and then we'll continue on.
Yeah.
But I think like people love trying new things. And I feel like mocktails now are big too.
Oh, yeah.
I just did a mocktail competition this spring, where we tried different non-alcoholic spirits and came up with our drinks based on the categories. And it was really fun.
Yeah.
One, it was very challenging you have an idea of what a drink is going to taste like with tequila. But
Right,
then
right,
you try
right.
it with a non-alcoholic spirits, and it completely changes the
Yeah.
profile. And I probably had to make drinks like a few times, have my husband taste it. I'm like, I don't like this, you know, and not because of anything with the spirit. It's just you have an idea, and
Right.
you have to break away from that and think about it completely different.
Yeah.
But that's something I always try to do for my clients, for my guests, is if you're in a party and you're having a mocktail and you're having a cocktail, people wouldn't know because I try to make them so they're beautiful, they're the same,
Right.
no one feels left out.
Right.
You know, I've had people say, can you make me a drink that looks like, you know, a gin and tonic? Like, they don't want to succumb to the pressure of like having to drink or having to say why they're not drinking. So I'm like, I got you.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way with my friends. Okay, you're not drinking. What can I make you? You know, make you a mocktail if you're drinking
Right.
antibiotics. Like, I try to really make people feel included.
Right.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's great because, you know, drinking is definitely like, I don't know, this like not status thing, but it's like a camaraderie when everyone is drinking in a group or at a party. And then if you don't have, you know, an alcoholic beverage, there is that feeling of like otherness, and to be able to provide, you know, that inclusivity if someone like doesn't want to feel pressured into drinking or they can't for whatever reason. I love that you know, that's something that you prioritize.
And I also make everyone know, like, you know, this is totally okay. We can do this as a mocktail or as a cocktail, or I can have these options as both. Because again, I don't want anyone to feel like there's nothing for me at the bar
Right.
other than juice. you
Right.
know? And also something that I learned about non-alcoholic spirits is that they're made with like different botanicals, so that, you know, it's like you're drinking a non-alcoholic beer. The things that are in it are making you have the effect, like feel like you're getting a little bit like of a, you know, of like a buzz,
Yeah.
but you're not.
Right.
Even my husband, he tried one of the drinks. He was like, "Oh, I feel like I'm drinking," but there was nothing in there that could have made him drunk. So it was just funny to
That's
see the
interesting.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this all sounds great. And if people are listening and they want to support your new not new, but the trailer and it becoming a whole official thing, how do they find you online, get in contact with you?
So I have a website, is Sabores MA, like Massachusetts.com. My Instagram is Sabores _MA_. And then my Facebook is Sabores Mobile Bar. Just 3 words. And you can reach out to me, send me an inquiry, DM me, and I'll answer.
Awesome. And, you know, you talked a lot kind of earlier on a few minutes ago about this supportive community of wanting to help other people and them wanting to help you, and just kind of everybody lifting each other up. And so in that sort of nature, we always like to ask our guests to shout out another women-owned business or woman in business who's, you know, kind of doing amazing things. Do you have someone in mind for us?
I do. My friend Jessica Tejeda, she has been a friend for a long time. We work together. She's a very hard worker, and she just started her, she's a mortgage loan officer.
Okay.
So she's helping people with, you know, setting up their applications to buy homes or refinance their homes. She's very knowledgeable. You know, she speaks Spanish. She's a woman, single mom. So she has a lot of components. I would make, like, she's a go-getter. So Definitely want to shout her out, and so proud of her for everything that she's doing.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and best of luck with this
Thank you.
venture and all these events you got coming
well,
up.
if you guys want to do any mixology class, I'll be totally down. And
Right
I'll
up
come
my
in here
alley.
and
I
bring
am
all
so excited.
everything that you need.
Can you just roll up the trailer?
Yeah,
Right
I
outside?
actually can. I'll just have to pay for parking. But yeah, that's totally fine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You ready?
Yeah.
Heart it or hate it. Audiobooks.
Hate it.
Okay.
I am a visual learner, I think. And so I need to be able to see it in order to process it. Because what'll happen, not that I don't really read a lot of books or listen to a lot of books lately. But what will happen is, like, if I were to put it on in the car, I would get distracted.
Yeah.
Or if I were to put it on while I was cleaning my house, like, I would miss,
Yeah.
like, key parts of the story.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I do that with podcasts. Like, I'll put on a podcast and I'll be cleaning the house, and then I'm like, I realize I've missed, like, the last 2 minutes. And I have to rewind and be like, what were they just talking about?
Yes.
Which I do, because it really bugs me when I miss
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So I'll rewind on your podcast to make sure I caught what you just said.
No, I'm the exact same way, but I still heart audiobooks. But that's just like my favorite form of background noise, and I will.
Oh, but you told me you put on like Harry Potter audiobooks and stuff to fall asleep. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's just like a story that I've already read the physical copy.
So you don't have to pay attention as you know.
Right. Yeah, I need something like that to fall asleep too. Otherwise, my mind just never shuts off.
Yeah.
So it lulls me to sleep. Or another series that I've read before that it's just like, but yeah. I have tried a couple of times to try a new book in audio form, and I just
So are you hearted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I listen to them like every day.
Right.
Sometimes I listen to them in the car.
But it's just not the way that you like actively read.
Right. I don't like add it to my read books count for the year. Some people do, which is totally fine because it's like an accessibility tool as well. But yeah, for me, it's just like rereads. So, because there are some people, because I'm very active on Goodreads, and there are some people that are like, I read 500 books this year, but it's like half of that is audiobooks, and I'm like,
You're like, I am a book snob and I'm judging you.
no, I just feel bad about myself because I'm like, I only read 20 books this year, and I'm slow. But anyway, heart it.
Hate it. Okay, heart it or hate it. What would you call like calendar scheduling softwares? Like, I know you use Calendly,
I do.
but what is that? What you call it? Calendar scheduling software?
Yeah.
Calendar schedulers. That sounds weird.
Yeah, scheduling links. I don't know, something. Yeah,
Okay,
Sure.
So you love them or you hate them?
heart it.
Okay, heart
Absolutely.
it. I just set one up for Evergreen
Nice.
last week, and I like it because now I've cut down on certain people going back and forth about like, oh, well, does Thursday afternoon work for you? No, but Friday morning works. Okay, well, Friday doesn't work for me, so can you do my like?
Yeah, it takes that out.
But it also helps me. It helps me with like my day to day because I'm like, okay, I have 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. open on my scheduler, so I know I kind of need to be at my desk and like I make it like 24 hours or 48 hours stops booking, but it's good for planning out my week.
Yeah, I use it a lot. I have all different like ways that people can book with me. Like they can choose like the schedule a photo shoot link, which is like a 1 to 2 hour like block. And then, like, I'm very specific with which days of the week and, like, which times of day they can, like, schedule that one for versus, like, 1 hour meetings or 30-minute, like, virtual coffees for my referral groups. Because, yeah, I just have found that there's usually a lot of back and forth with, like, email or text trying to, like, nail down a time. And then sometimes people get back to you and you're like, well, that time doesn't work for me anymore. So,
yeah. I also think it helps me, like, stick to boundaries. Like, okay, if I want to work... If I'm working from 9 to 5 today or, this week and I put, 10 to 4 as available for appointments, like that way people don't come to me. They're like, well, can you do 5? Because they
Right.
don't see it on my scheduler.
Yeah.
So they know, like, that's it. I'm
Yeah.
busy, I'm booked, or I'm doing something, or that's the
100%.
end of my day. So I've been liking it so far.
Good.
And hopefully I continue to like it.
Yeah, give me your link. I'll just start booking myself
No, that's actually closed to you. Is there a blocking feature on calendar? Oh, and also I made mine through Google, by the way.
in. Oh, really?
So mine's Google Meets, like, and Google Scheduler,
yeah.
because my evergreen email is a Gmail,
Yeah.
and that one is for free. And Calendly,
Yes.
I know, is for free at the very first level.
Yes, I
But-
have a paid version.
yeah.
I was actually this week looking into Microsoft has its own version, so I
Is
don't.
it less expensive?
I think it's like included in my Microsoft like membership thing. I don't know, whatever companies
Subscription
do.
or whatever, yeah.
But I also don't know if I could set up Zoom links or if it would just be Teams meetings.
Oh,
So I need to look
see.
into that more because I prefer Zoom.
Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right.
heart it.
Me too. What's next?
Heart it or hate it, Spotify day lists.
Okay. Controversial. I can't really say hate it. But I don't listen to it. So I guess hate it, because I
Well, you
definitely
don't heart it.
I don't heart it, so my other option is hate it.
I heart it.
I
I listen to mine all the time.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I am the person who's like, I know what I want to listen to. So I open up my Spotify and I click it.
I used to be that person. Let's see here.
And I like that it's like, yeah, let's see, what's your... No,
First of all, I have a. Well, I want. Okay.
We're on a time crunch here.
Love poetry Friday morning. That's pretty lame.
You listen to, oh my God, wait, this is amazing. You listen to Sad Girl and Overthinking on Fridays in the morning. Here's some love, poetry, delicate, situationship, at Jessie, her longtime husband, bed rotting and emotional. That's your day list? It
Yeah.
feels more like a roast to me.
It's usually something like
They're
that.
like, here's
It'll
your
be
day
like-
list. Also, you suck.
It's like spiraling Saturday afternoons.
Wait, now I need to know what mine is. But yeah, I just don't listen to it. I know what I want to listen to, usually. And if not, I go to my liked songs and I click shuffle. All right, how do I even get to day list? I just type in day
Yeah.
list.
Mine shows up right away because I listen to it all the time.
Okay, mine is throwback pop summer camp Friday morning. You listen to summer camp? What? You listen to summer camp and animated films and television on Fridays in the morning. Wait, what? What does this say?
Speaking of a roast.
How come I can't see more? Here's some throwback something.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so we've got some Joe Bros in here. Bridget Mendler, Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift. Okay, I can see why they would call that. Well,
You have
this
the
is
Trolls movie on there.
Yeah, it's an Ariana Grande, but
Oh, okay.
what's weird is like some of these songs, like I don't know these songs.
Right.
I don't know what that is.
The
Trolls
point is
song.
to introduce you.
It's trying to introduce me to new music, which I am not open to at this moment. I'm not receptive to.
I used to be like that. I used to never want to listen to something new. Daylist changed my mind, mostly because of their amazing titles.
And I think they knew who they were marketing to with
Yeah.
that. Like, they knew they had you right in the palm of their hands.
yeah, I've got Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, Gracie Abrams,
It is funny how they like,
Zayn.
it's all like data
Yeah.
backed, so they're basically like telling you what you the typical vibe and theme that you listen to
Yeah.
on a certain day of the week or morning. Like, there's always different
But-
stuff going on in my life that I don't think you could really come up with a theme.
I also do get annoyed when it's like, oh, Tuesday mornings you listen to like summer camp, whatever, because
Right.
that's when I work out. So like it's a very different vibe than my typical preferred music.
Yeah. So if you're not working out, you're like, well, I don't
Yeah.
want to listen to that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to listen to Demi Lovato like right now because I don't normally listen to her in my.
And that's
Me
why
time.
you should just open your app and choose what you want to listen to.
Well,
That's what I do.
I do also have playlists. One of which is Jamie's Dance Party, which is one of my most played playlists.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Heart it or hate it. Apple cider.
Heart it.
Okay, cold and hot? Apple cider?
Okay. Maybe I take it back.
Knew it.
I heart like the sentiment, but I don't actually consume it really.
Okay.
I did the other day have a cider chai latte.
Okay.
That was good. It was more appley than I would have liked.
I think I have I think I have to go hate it.
Yeah.
Once again, for whatever reason, I'm just hating on all of the fall things.
Okay. I do like hard
Oh,
cider.
see, I don't.
Like warm, mulled, hard.
Oh, okay. See, now
Cider.
when you said hard cider, I was thinking of like an Angry Orchard bottle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like hot cider, but like I might have that once a fall.
Yeah.
And then cold cider, I think is just way too. I think they're both. I think cold cider is way too sweet for me.
Yeah. I
It's
have
like
been
tart.
drinking more of those cider donut ones. I
Oh,
had
the
one
down
last
east
night.
ciders, yeah. Again, those are like I could have half of that and be like,
Oh, once I think last week I had 2 in a row.
it's
that
a
was
lot.
enough for me.
It's very sweet,
Yeah, it is.
and they're good. Don't get me wrong, like they're good, but I just don't think if I was like trying to hang out and drink, I could have that.
I can.
Yeah.
So,
I
no,
think-
I heard it.
I was gonna say, I
heard
think
it.
you should go hard it.
Yeah, I do.
I think I have to go hate it because even though I like it, even though I like the taste of like a hot cider, and in some cases I like a down east very occasionally, I don't think I like it enough that I could say hard it.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't drink it enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's that.
that's it. Sorry to be a hater, but
Dominique is
certified
Tis-
certified hater.
tis not the season.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Studio 50. Watch us on all the different places.
Yeah, and subscribe and give us a review, God damn it. Don't you like our show?
Please.
All right.
Later,
Bye.
ladies.
It's coming from deep down in my throat when I say that.
Heard it.